friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually working on a project for Elle Studio. Ellie and Megan and her DT was kind enough to invite me to be a guest designer for them for January, and so I have the entire January release. So before I start making, I'm going to quickly show you what they have for January. Ellie is doing this really fun thing where they're offering 6 by 8.5 pattern papers, which are perfect for traveler's notebooks. So if you're a traveler's notebook type of person, or you're doing one of those life crafted albums from Citrus Twist, these papers are wonderful. And I was super excited. Like, this is the first thing I saw when I opened my box, and I like geeked out. They also have these fun wood veneer that's 1 through 12 if you're doing some sort of monthly project. This is the monthly kit. So if you're a subscriber, this is what the monthly kit looks like. I'll open that last. The collection this month is called You Are Loved. So these are the die cuts. I've actually have it out of the package because I already took a lot of the die cuts out. And then I will show you what else came in the box. So there's this fun stamp. This is the mini dated extra stamps. It goes with the dated stamp that Ellie already has in the shop. There's a big one and a mini one. I'm not sure what mine is because I could show you how it matches, but oh yeah, see, so here's like the mini one, so you can see that it's designed to go with it. So instead of it having the abbreviated dates, it has the full dates, and then it has instead of having to mix the numbers, it has 1 through 31. So that's really fun because if you're bad at stamping like me, this is going to come in really handy. The Little Moments leatherette stickers. These are fun, like pleather texture. There's some puffy stickers called La La Love You. And you guys, if I can tell you how excited I got when I saw this, because unless it's your first time here, La La Love You is like my thing. Well, I thought it was my thing, and then I saw it on this and I was super excited. This is called Love You. This is the Love You Lot stamp set. We have some wood veneer, these mini days of the week stamp, which is perfect, again, if you're a project life or a weekly documenter. These are going to come in super handy. There are some more puffy stickers, a puffy alphabet in the kind of color scheme for the month. And then these wait, I'm missing stuff, sorry. There are these super fun alpha. So this is the Jane alphabet. I actually have a bunch of these when they were released 6 by 12, but now they're 6 by 8, so they're easier to store. So there's a black and a white, and then there's the hazel tile alphabet stickers, which I actually don't have any of. So I'm super excited about this. I love tiny alphabets in like pocket pages. And then there are these phrase stickers called I Adore You, and then the January labels. So there was so much, you guys, so much that came in my my guest designer box that I was a tiny bit overwhelmed. So what I did was I stopped and I brainstormed an idea. Oh, I'm lying. There's one more thing. This X and O wood veneer. Okay, that's everything for real this time. And so the first thing I thought about when I saw all the, I don't want to say that they're Valentine's Day themed, but I think it's more geared towards Valentine's Day because you're going to be getting it in January for February. So I think it's Valentine's Day themed. But when I saw it, the first thing I could think about was doing a layout about my husband. So I have this giant picture of Joshua, and then I have a few smaller pictures of the two of us together, and I'm going to do a 9 by 12 on this side and a 6 by 12 on this side. And my printer is not a large format printer. It only prints 8.5 by 11. So I'm really excited about this because I'm actually just going to cut off a little bit of this and add it to the bottom to make it 9 by 12, which is an easy thing to do if you don't have a large format printer but you want to print large pictures. Print it by 11 inches and just add something to the bottom, and now it's 12. And then I went through the labels, which is why the die cut pack was out of the pack, and I picked a bunch of them. And my plan is to kind of do something like this, like to make like a list style of 10 things I love about him going down the side of the page. So I went in, I picked a bunch of labels. Hopefully I can make them all fit. I knew I wanted to do 10 because I like the number 10. I should be able to make them all fit. Even if they overlap a tiny bit, that'll be okay. So I picked out 10 labels, and then I made a list of 10 things I loved about him. I measured the labels, so you'll see there's like little numbers. I wrote it in like gray ink so that it wouldn't show through. These are really good quality cardstock, but I don't want to risk it with like a darker pen, so I wrote it on gray ink, and then I went in Photoshop and I made text boxes that matched the size of the labels, and then I typed in the thing I loved about him. So I had to do a little bit of work for this one off camera just to be ready. And then we're just gonna put stuff in the pocket and make the layout and embellish it together. So I'm actually gonna come right back after I cut out all my bits and pieces and attach it to the labels, because that is boring. And I cannot imagine you wanna watch me like, I can't even do this right. I cannot imagine you wanna watch me do something like that. And then I will come back when I've already attached everything to my labels. I'll read you my list, because just because December's over doesn't mean we're not telling stories. So I will read you my list so you can see. I'm trying to make sure that this circle fits in here. I'll read you my list so you can see the things that I wrote, and then we will work on assembling the layout together. So I will be right back. Okay, friends, so I am back, and I went ahead and trimmed down my text and attached it to my labels. And then I went through the what is the word? The monthly kit pack, and picked out a title card. So I'm going to use this green, because Josh was wearing green in this photo, and I think it'd be perfect. So what I'm going to do now is just attempt to figure out how to make all these labels sit on this side where they're not covering his face. Actually, no. Before I do that, I'm going to pick a paper. And I think because I'm using that mint green paper, that mint green card on the left side. Wait, stop. Just stop. I cannot. Okay. I'm probably going to use this paper because I'm using that on the other side. But let's just flip through. Can we talk about these patterns? Okay, so clearly I haven't looked at this yet. Like I opened it, I said, oh my God, and then I put it down because it was still December. Actually, I think I might use that white one. I opened it, I said, ooh, ah, and then I put it down because it was December and I didn't want to get distracted from making sure my December Daily album was done on time. But these patterns are just, Ellie, stop, just stop, just stop. Okay, I like this white one. Just as I think, since there's so much color, I think the white will look best. Also, this can be used horizontally or vertically. So I'm going to cut off a 2-inch strip of this because I just need an inch on the bottom. An inch on the bottom of my photo. So I'm going to go ahead and first find my T-square and then stick this on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit. I am first just going to stick it down, and then I'm just going to take it in with my paper trimmer and trim it so it is exactly 12 inches, because that saves me from having to like measure this and everything else. This is just the easy way of doing it, and hopefully I left myself enough space at the bottom so it'll be 12 inches when I'm done if I didn't screw it up. So we'll see. Hopefully I didn't mess it up, because if I messed it up, it's an easy fix because I can just pull off that paper. But I didn't mess it up. It's 12 inches. Okay, great. Close. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to, so what I think I'm going to do down here is make a cluster of embellishments. But first thing I'm going to do is just figure out how I want these to sit, because I have to make sure I'm not covering his face. And the photo's kind of at a diagonal, so I'm just making sure that I leave myself enough room to do this the way I want to. Okay, so I'll just read you the ones that I picked. So I wrote, the way you pretend to be interested in the things I'm interested in. I'm on to, that's supposed to say I'm on to you, and the you is missing. Okay, well, it wouldn't be a Tashi layout if I didn't have like one meltdown about something that didn't go the way it was supposed to. Yeah, it's gonna stay. I'm not doing it over. So there we go. There was my Tashi meltdown for the day, because there has to be at least one. So anyways, now I'm flustered because it bothers me. Anyways, it says you wrote your own vows even though you didn't want to, and to this day I'm still floored by them. The way you look at me like I've won the biggest trophy, like the sun rises in my eyes, like I have slayed all the dragons, like I am home. You're my kind of weird. I don't expect other people to understand. You are and have always been my biggest fan. You are good and kind and generous, and there And there is such crazy... Oh, you are good and kind and generous, and there is such capacity for love in you, and your heart is too big for your chest. The way you love on our fur kids makes me melt. You are a nerd at heart, and I think that's crazy attractive. The way you hold my hand after a long day, and I wrote, your laugh is contagious and makes me laugh till I cry, and it is so, so good. So those are my 10 things, and then my plan is to use these wood veneer numbers to number them. So I'm just gonna put like, I'm gonna alternate sides. I'm gonna put the 1 on one side, the 2 on the other, or maybe I won't do it perfectly. Like maybe I'll do 2, 3, and then put the 4 on this side, and 5 out here. Okay. Oh, I really like the way this looks. I think this is gonna look so good without ignoring the fact that I forgot to put the U on it. Put the 7, put my 8, and then put my 9 out here, and then put this over a little bit and put my 10. Oh, you guys. Okay, I love it so much. Okay, I am going to stop, take a picture of it, and then I'm going to recreate it and stick it all down, and then I will be back, and this side of the page will be pretty much finished. So I have my photo for reference, because if I don't have a photo, I'm not going to be able to like do this all over again. And then I am going to, like I said, I'm going to stick it all down, and I will be right back. Okay, friends, so we're back. So I went ahead and I tacked down all my labels and all my wood veneer, and I went and I used my T-square to make sure that my labels were as close to straight as I could do them. And then I used some die cuts out this pack to create this cluster down here. I just clustered some hearts and put this, that doesn't belong there. I just clustered some hearts and put this sticker that said love of my life. And so pretty much this side's done. And oh, I love the way this came out so much. Like I had this idea to make a list and it came out, it's so good. Okay, so for this side, I'm not doing much of anything. I have, well, first of all, I should tell you the photos. I took this photo of Joshua maybe 2 years ago when we went for a walk at his parents. And I was just cycling through my phone for pictures of him, and I came across this one and I loved it. He's kind of smirking at me, which is the face he's making at me all the time. Like this is classic Joshua face. So I loved it. And then I just went through my phone and pulled out some old like selfies I had taken of the two of us. This I took on our Disney moon, which is why I'm wearing Minnie Mouse ears. This picture I think I took in 2017 and this one in 2016. So they're much older. If you saw what I looked like, well, you know what I look like now because you should have watched my chit chat video by now. But yes, this is not what my hair looks like at all. Joshua's hair looks the same, but that's not what my hair looks like anymore. And then I think I'm just going to go through and pull out some, well, I like this one that says perfect pair. I'm just going to pull out some embellishments and just put a single one on these photos. And I want these more like vertical style to tie the layout together. So like this hands down best ever one's really good. This love this photo one's really good. So I love this. And this is a true story. Oh, these are so, I love the labels that come in the Elle Studio kits. Now see, I could put that centered, but it won't work because it's gonna cover space. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it off to the bottom right where there's nothing. And I printed my photos with the white border. My friend Crystal has a really cool tutorial for how to do that on Instagram. And now that I know how to do it, it's like my favorite thing to do. So all my photos are getting white borders from now on. That's not true. All my photos are gonna get white borders for like 5 minutes. And then I'm just gonna be like, all right, on to something new. But for now, all my photos are getting white borders because I just think it looks so clean. Okay, that's staying. It's not centered, but it's not moving, so it's staying. And then this love this photo one. Okay. And like I said, this is going to go in a 6x12 pocket, and this is going to go in my 9x12 album. I work in a variety of sizes. 9x12 is like, it's really my jam right now because I like this look of big photos and I don't have a wide format printer. So this makes it really easy to give the look of a wide format printer without necessarily having one. And all I want to do is add some of these leatherette stickers next to my labels, just because I have those hearts. And if you've seen me scrap before, You know I like carrying things from one side of the page to the other. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some leatherette, like a single sticker to each of these labels. And it's just a really easy element to tie, like I said, to tie the whole spread together. This is a true story. I love this. And then, you guys, if you've watched me scrap before, you probably saw this coming. But the title of my layout is La La Love You. Because why not? Why not? If there was ever an appropriate time to use that title, it's right now. So I'm gonna write it out so I know how many letters it has, so I can space it. So that's 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 letters. So I think I'm gonna start the word love. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm like pretending to measure things. I'm totally winging it. So I'm gonna go for it. I like there. It might not be centered in the end, but YOLO, I guess. YOLO. You only live once, right? And it's more important to me to get this page made the way I want to than it is to have things perfectly centered. Okay, so I'm just going to pull off my title. I'm going to stick it down, and I guess I'll be right back because this is going to take me a little bit of time, and that is boring. Okay, friends, so we're back. And if you can see, my text is wildly uncentered. Like, it is just not even close. So I thought I could trick the system and then just add a heart to the end because I have those leatherette hearts everywhere else. And now it looks like the title is more centered than it really is. So me, I'm just faking it till I make it. And then I kind of like this one that says all mine. I want to use some sort of wood veneer on this side because I have the wood veneer on that side. So this is just, again, me repeating things to tie layouts together. Whatever I do on one side, I just always feel like if I do it again on the other, it helps the layout look more finished. And it makes your choices look intentional. So I just want to make sure I put this right at 3 inches so it's centered. So that's what I'm doing. Perfect. So I put that, and that, you guys, I think it's so pretty. Okay, so that pretty much completes this page. I love the way this came out so much. It's such a fun page, an easy way to make a list about someone or something you really care about. And it's not 12 by 12. This works out to be like 15 by 12, but it's such a fun size, and I really like the way this came out. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. There is a blog post that's going to be on Ellie's blog if you want to see close-up pictures of the layout. And I get to make 3 projects for Ellie this month, so keep your eyes peeled for the other 2. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed hanging out with me. And until next time, keep it crafty and have the best day.